There's supposed to be a UFO hearing on November 13th, headed by Representative Nancy Mace, but it looks like potentially that may not happen. But according to Nancy Mace, come hell or high water, she's having a hearing. I've got the story. Let's jump in. So the word on the street is that there's supposed to be a UAP hearing on November 13th.
And to politics now, Congress will return to Washington after the presidential election. And when lawmakers do come back, the House Oversight Subcommittee that's been looking into unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs, will continue its work. NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil is live on Capitol Hill. So Joe, what is the status of the committee's work? And do we know what they'll be focusing on when they're back in D.C.?
Yeah, so there's a lot that Congress is going to have on its plate when they come back after the election. But this UAP topic is going to be one of those agenda items. We've confirmed that both in the House and in the Senate, there are currently being planned hearings on this topic. In the House, it should be in the House Oversight Committee, which is the same committee, by the way, that held that blockbuster hearing last year. You're seeing images of it right now featuring that whistleblower David Grush, who came forward on NewsNation First. It's going to be a little bit of different players, but some of the same lawmakers. This time around, Congresswoman Nancy Mace is going to be leading this hearing. November 13th was their goal date, but I'm told that's not set in stone yet. I have spoken to Congresswoman Mace about this. She says there are still a couple of witnesses that they want to pin down. They didn't give any details yet about what they're going to want to focus on, but she said the witness list is still in flux, partly because they don't want to reveal who they may be talking to in fear of those people being potentially intimidated out of testifying.
And it was already announced that Admiral Tim Gallaudet was going to be testifying at this hearing. Hard to believe my interview on the Sean Ryan show now has 1 million views. I think it represents the surge of interest in UAP, previously UFO, since the 2017 story in the New York Times about the United States Department of Defense's UFO program. With my expertise in marine science and technology, I have focused on the observations of these phenomena in the ocean, otherwise known as unidentified submerged objects, USOs. Yesterday, I was invited to testify on UAP disclosure before the U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Oversight and Accountability in November. Not sure if Congress will pass the UAP Disclosure Act sponsored by Leader Schumer and Senator Rounds, but I will make a case for it based on the right of the American people to know that we are not alone, and the national security implications of that astonishing reality. And on top of that, it was reported that Representative Nancy Mace, which she confirmed herself, was going to be heading up this hearing. If you remember Representative Nancy Mace from the last hearing, right, in July of last year, 2023, where David Grush, Ryan Graves, and David Fravor testified, remember? This is what she said.
Ms. Mace.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to our witnesses who are testifying today. I want to thank each of you for being here to discuss a topic of grave importance to our national security. Earlier this year, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of my home state of South Carolina. Since the Roswell incident in 1947, many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects crisscrossing our skies. Whether these are UAPs or weather phenomena, advanced technology from American allied or enemy forces, or something more out of this world. So my first question, I have several questions, and if we could just be quick on these first two, I'm going to ask each of you the same question, and then I'll get to each of you individually. The first one, when you reported your experiences with a UAP, did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
No. I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs, yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that.
As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
Okay, thank you.
And if you remember recently, it was reported that there was this brand new whistleblower that had come out, right, from reporter Michael Schellenberger talking about this super secretive UFO program called Immaculate Constellation. And this was also going to be discussed heavily at this hearing. In fact, it was being reported that this gentleman or woman, I guess, whistleblower, was going to be testifying, right? Because they have yet to be named.
So a new whistleblower has come forward with a written report that this person has shared with some members of Congress and with me. And the report is quite extraordinary. It says that there is an unacknowledged special access program called Immaculate Constellation, which is the parent program, is the language used for exactly what you said: UAP, crash retrieval, reverse engineering, and apparently a very large database of high quality photographs, videos, infrared videos, apparently much more sophisticated documentation of many more UAP encounters than have been released.
But then this rumor started to float around, right, on UFO Twitter specifically, that this hearing may not be happening. And it might be the reason of a couple other congressmen, right, pushing back on this, trying to get this hearing canceled. And then Nancy Mace pushes back as well. So you got Nancy Mace wanting to have this hearing, and then Representative Mike Turner and Jim Hines potentially standing in the way. But Askapol had a story, and they followed up with Nancy Mace. And this is what she said: "Come hell or high water, I'm holding a hearing." I mean, she even sent a text to reporter Matt Laszlo about this, right? Just to send it home. And just for further clarification, Askapol responded to a question on Twitter when they were asked, "So Nancy is saying they canceled it, but she will still hold some kind of UAP hearing?" Nope. She says it's on. And then, of course, with good journalism comes good questions, because then Matt Laszlo from Askapol asked Representative Jim Hines through text, what's going on with this rumor, right, about you and Mike Turner potentially canceling this hearing? And this is what he had to say. Any change since we last spoke, or is this another BS report? As always, would love your response on the record, though. As always, if reluctantly so, happy to make it top secret if needed. I know absolutely nothing about any of this. You should check with Turner, who is in the majority. As I think you know, one committee doesn't generally cancel another committee's hearings. Dun, dun, dun. So is this rumor true, or is this just BS, right? Because Matt Laszlo from Askapol was asked on Twitter about these rumors and who exactly said this first. Who originally reported out Turner and Hines were making a move to axe the hearing? It sucks that we have a problem receiving consistently accurate info outside of your straight from the horse's mouth reporting. Happy rumor season. PSA, trolls be out this biennial period. Occasional reminder to triple check your sources, then triple check yourself. Rinse, repeat equals journalism. Don't forget, Nancy Mace said, come hell or high water, I'm holding a hearing. And by the way, biennial, I don't know what the hell that word is, and I don't know if I said it right. Anyway, let's move on. So, what did Jeremy Corbell say about this potential hearing, right? Because after this news came out, he said this: "Stay the course. We expected this. We are prepared for this. This is their death rattle, those who don't want you to know. Nothing now can stop significant information from coming out. Literally nothing. I personally have no control of that anymore." Okay. Well, the glove's coming off, right? Let's go. But look, Jeremy was very excited about this hearing coming up. He put out this tweet days earlier. If questions are weapons, what's the fourth question we should be asking? What did my dad tell me? Are we going to catch up on 13 November 2024? I've said what I had to say repeatedly, loudly, many times, over and over again. Now it's up to you. And included in this exact tweet was a video. Let's show that video now.
If we can agree UFOs are real, that there are machines of unknown origin, so we all have to get there. That is fact, but let's try to get there with consensus reality. Then let's try to agree that there has been reverse engineering attempts on these unidentified physical craft by our government. Just, I'm there. If you're not there, please try to catch up. Okay. Third, this has been done so illegally. And I know that's a loaded term, illegally, because there's a lot of people. I was told by an authority figure today that that word has a lot of definition. But I would say illegal, or at least secret. We can agree on that, secret, because you brought back all the Russia files. It's secret. So now we're at the third phase, which is that, yes, we've been trying to work on these craft, and yes, it has been secret. I will say nefarious or illegal. So if we are at those 3 points together, there's a fourth point, and everybody needs to try to ask this question within themselves. This is the critical question, which is that if UFOs are real, and if we have been working on them, and if we have kept it secret illegally, this is the fourth. What makes you think? My dad used to say, do not be surprised when people act in character. And he meant by that, if they were doing something then, the best way to predict the future is what happened in the past. If this has been illegal and secret before, what makes you think this is organized? What makes you think that this is something that they're going to let out, whoever the keepers of the secrets are? What makes you think that any means necessary, legal or not legal, will be used to silence and to harm the people trying to talk about it? We have personal experience with that, but I want everybody to get there with our audience is if you understand the first three things, please be aware of the fourth question you should be asking, which is, would anything be different today? Is this some sort of orchestrated attempt to become clean about UFOs? Is this an orchestrated attempt, super orchestrated attempt to try to come clean in any way, or even to create a false flag operation? These are not ours. These are not ours because they have existed prior to the Wright brothers taking flight. They have existed prior to our Department of Defense. You know this better than anybody, but this is reality, whether or not we accept it or not. Consensus reality needs to catch up. So there we go. Those are the 4 points. I'm done.
So what the heck is going on? I have no idea. Will this hearing still happen? I think so, but maybe not, right? We won't know, honestly, until it happens. There you go. I mean, there's rumors, and then you got Nancy Mace saying she's going to do it, right? And Jim Hines denying the fact that he has anything to do with trying to stop someone else's hearing. But why put out this rumor, right? I know who did it. I don't want to name any names, but not really a reliable source. So I don't know if I'm actually too concerned that this hearing is not going to happen. I think it is going to happen. And if you remember, Nancy Mace last July showed us exactly why she should be the one heading up this hearing.
Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super. Thank you. And I yield back.
Now, one last final point, just to be fair here and play devil's advocate. It's not exactly like Jim Hines and Mike Turner have been very supportive of this topic since the beginning. This is from last year, right before the other hearing. Listen to what they had to say.
I have to ask this because it's in the news about unidentified aerial phenomena and the possibility that this whistleblower is accurate.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number. astonishing. These people are said to be well respected.
Maybe I'll jump in quickly here and just say we did have a hearing. In fact, we've had 2 hearings in the last couple of years on this subject. And I asked a question in the second hearing. I asked, do we, because of course you hear this notion that's been out there forever that the United States government is hiding material, that we're hiding aliens or whatever. I asked a very specific question, which is, do we have any sort of matter, organic or inorganic or whatever, that we can't explain as to its source? Now, this was a year, maybe a year and a half ago, and the answer was an unequivocal no.
Mr. Chairman, obviously part of the story is that they've held it from Congress, from the administration. I mean, it's pretty astonishing if true. Anything to weigh in on?
Brett, this has been a story since the 1960s. Really, every decade there's been individuals who've said that the United States has such pieces of unidentified flying objects that are from outer space. There's no evidence of this, and certainly, it would be quite a conspiracy for this to be able to be maintained, especially at this level.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time, vetters. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace!
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.